Hello and welcome back to Tales Untold. I'm Wyatt.
I'm Erica.
And today we will be talking about a centuries-old organization, and it is not the Freemasons. The Illuminati.
We'll go to 1989 in Denver, where the city saw a need for a second, more efficient airport to keep domestic and international flights from being delayed for varying reasons. And while the city saw that it was a need, the Conspiracy Theory Society saw an opportunity to shed light on the building being built by a secret society as a fallout bunker.
Yeah.
For the modern-day Illuminati. This is... it's kind of wild to me. Because I don't know if these people are forgetting how big airports need to be, especially an international airport, in order to transport all of that luggage throughout the airport to get them on the correct plane. You know, you put it on that belt, it gets sucked up into the wall, and you don't see it again until you get to wherever you're going, and it comes out another wall. Like, I can only imagine how many miles of tunneling that needs.
A lot.
And there's so many ridiculous theories. Like, there's parts on the floor saying different things in different Native American languages, just in homage to those people. But conspiracy theorists think that these are just code for only Illuminati members to know what they mean. And
I see that, but I feel like with this whole airport thing, like researching and talking about it, it's just so far-fetched.
It does seem a little ridiculous. I feel like they're just pulling at straws at this point.
Yeah, and it kind of irritated me a little bit because it was just so outlandish. If you look at like an overhead view of the airport, someone said it looked like a swastika.
I could not see that.
I couldn't either. And the only reason I couldn't see it was because of all the extra stuff that they didn't outline.
Right.
Remember the picture how someone drew a swastika where the lines were, and it's like, okay, but what about all the other parts that are connecting to this that you just didn't trace?
Right.
You're
pulling at straws. You're literally.
Like, I'm sure if you looked at the floor or like at grass just right, you could draw out anything.
Right. And if they're the Illuminati, why in the world are they drawing a swastika?
Yeah.
Like, why?
They would be...
Actually. Is that the neo-Nazi? I don't even think neo-Nazis were a thing.
Then.
In 89.
Also, I guess when this airport was built, it was after...
World War II.
Yeah. But, why would Nazis have, joined alliance with the Illuminati? Because the Illuminati started in 1776 or something like that.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe the Illuminati is just trying to adopt some of the Nazi ideas.
Propaganda thing?
Yeah, like their particular way of life where a certain set of genetics are superior to others type deal. Which is kind of where the Illuminati came from. So it was started in 1776 by Adam Weishaupt in Europe. He believed in a society ruled only by an illuminated few, without religion, state, royalty, or society. That sounds familiar, doesn't it?
A little bit.
So that kind of does sound like the Nazi idealism there, the communist thing where everyone is equal except for those few that are ruling over those others. That doesn't sound like a good thing to me. Even just reading this, I was like, oh, so we're all the lower ranks except for these hand-picked few. So who's hand-picking these few?
That just doesn't make sense, and I don't think the Illuminati is like something you get born into, like the Freemasons. You were born into the Freemasons, right?
No, you have to get sworn in. It's like a secret. It's not exactly a secret society, but a secretive society where they do keep to themselves. They help each other. It is a lot like a family environment, but it's not. You're not necessarily born into it. I think you're more likely to end up in it if someone you're related to is in it, type deal. But I think
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think that if you went to them, I'm sure you could work your way into that society. I don't think it's something where they're just open arms, like, yeah, sure, come on, man, like anybody off the street. I don't think it works like that.
Yeah.
And it looks like Adam Weishaupt, a name, I'm going to say it funny every time. He aimed to abolish all religions and obliterate every government so humans can live in equality.
So what does this have to do with the Illuminati?
Well, that he is the creator of the Illuminati.
Right. So is that just something else
Well, that's what he wanted the Illuminati for. That was the idea, was they were going to basically deconstruct everything that was to bring about this society that they believed in. So, essentially world domination. So what also got me is he had a code name. Brother Spartacus.
Spartacus.
Yes. The gladiator that freed people. Like it.
So I'm just now thinking about this. Like, I mean, I've thought of it before, but like, why is the Illuminati thing on the back of the dollar bill?
So I looked that up just for you. So it actually has nothing to do with the Illuminati.
So then why is there an eye on a pyramid thing?
So the pyramid is there to envision your strength and perseverance to building things, right? And then that triangle is actually there for the Holy Trinity. The Father, Son, the Holy Ghost. And then the eye is there for the all-knowing eye of God. Like God watches over all of us.
That actually makes sense.
It's a Christian thing.
And on every currency, it says, "In God we trust."
Yes. So, I mean, it was heavily Christian society when we were founded, if you will. If you want to call it founded. So I was looking into the actual symbols. So the eye tends to go back to the Eye of Horus from the Egyptians.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, you're killing me. Well, he was one of the gods, and he got into a fight with his uncle, and he got his eyes ripped out. And
that sounds fun.
Right. And he finally got his eyes reconstructed, came back because he's a god, right? So now the Egyptians had the eye as a sign of protection, right? So it was a little talisman that they could keep in their pocket, put it on a necklace. It was the Eye of Horus. It was a protection symbol. And then the triangle has always been a part of the Holy Trinity.
Oh,
for hundreds of years before the Illuminati even existed. So the Illuminati
just kind of...
And the Illuminati was founded in 1776.
Yeah.
When was the U.S. signed? When was...
I'm assuming it's 1776.
Yes. So, the idea that the Illuminati was...
Actually, wait, I knew that deep down.
That's why it felt so familiar.
Teacher, Thomas was telling me about that.
Your history teacher? Why do you call him Thomas?
I don't
know. So yeah, and also this was happening in Europe, right? We are how many miles from Europe? Do you know how long it would take a letter to get that far?
Just put it on a pigeon.
Yeah, like a long time. Weeks, months to cross the ocean.
Now it would probably
instantaneous.
Really?
We have phones, dude. We have internet.
No, I mean, like,
I don't want an actual letter.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, you could probably get a plane and get it here in a few hours. Like, not a few hours, but like...
It'd probably take, like, 5 to 10 days, I think.
Oh, good. Yeah. Business days. I don't know. But my point is, there's no way that the Illuminati, which by the time they were discovered and banned and disbanded, they were believed to have had 650 to 2,500 members.
That is a lot.
For the short time frame, yes. But you got to think, were they able to create such a base in Europe and then make it over to the colonies and then embed their thoughts and ideas into the colonies that quickly? I don't think so.
Really?
That seems like a bit of a stretch to me. And they did go into the Freemasons and try to use that as recruiting grounds. So I think that's kind of where people get a big connection between the two, Illuminati and the Freemasons, is they were actually used to try to recruit people from the Masons. But I
actually don't know a lot about the Illuminati, but I've never heard that they're in a way where people...
They kind of place them together because they have a lot of the same symbols, like the triangle and the eye, and like they have, and then they're a secret society.
The only thing is that they're a secret society, but I never really put 2 and 2 together.
Also, I will admit, as I was researching this, I was confusing the Illuminati with the Knights Templar. So I was absolutely shocked when it said it was invented in 1776. I was pulling up my fingers trying to count, like, this doesn't make sense. Until I realized my mistake and everything made more sense.
You know what also doesn't make sense? The knight thing, because I have no idea what you just said.
The Knights Templar?
Yeah.
That can be another episode then. We can do a whole episode about the Knights Templar and the Freemasons.
Thomas, this is your job.
So
when did the Knights Templar happen?
I think it was the Dark Ages. So like this was hundreds of years before 1776. Hundreds. I was so off.
Wow.
I was off by centuries. So that's why I was very confused.
So he wouldn't have taught us about this at all.
Probably not. So I do know that there are people that are believed to be part of the Illuminati in present day, and a lot of celebrities and like high rollers and stuff, because of that triangle thing that some of them do.
Yeah.
But I actually read that it's actually a tribute to their producing company. So Jay-Z is one of the several that make the diamond symbol with their hands, or I guess triangle. It's supposed to be for the Rockefeller records. Rockefeller records.
Never heard of it. I've only heard of the Rockefeller explosion.
Right. I don't know. I guess I think it's his company. I think it's Jay-Z's actual record label company. He's making a rhombus, and it's because rock is a play on diamond. It's his bling. He calls it his dynasty sign. Beyonce does what she's told, so she's just repping the brand, as are the other artists on his label. So it's just a symbol that people are taking out of proportion. Just like what we talked about a couple episodes ago with Elon Musk doing the Hail Hitler thing by accident.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that was intentional. It's definitely...
I can see both sides, like I said.
Absolutely. But I don't think that the Hail Hitler is what he was intending.
Yeah.
He
said, my heart goes out to you.
Right.
And realized
what he did. And it was, yes. So then here people are seeing the triangle and they're like, oh, the Illuminati use the triangle as their symbol too. Like, okay, that was 300 years ago.
Wow, it was.
Just about.
Yeah.
A little less. But yeah.
Quite a bit less, but...
250 years ago?
In the 40s.
I don't know. I'm not going for... I was guesstimating without doing that.
249, I think. 249?
249. Congratulations. You passed math.
No, I didn't.
I didn't. I mean, I did back then, but not now. So, like, I could see where people would say something like this, and I feel like people want to believe in a doomsday.
I don't know why.
It's so...
It just causes panic for everybody involved.
It's like some people thrive off of it.
But why?
I don't know. They like...
The world is ending. The world... Like,
right. Like, there's always those doomsayers, and it's like, just stop. It's exhausting. Like, why does everything have to be the end of the world?
It's honestly getting so annoying.
It is very
Every time, like, Trump or someone puts out a statement, there's on Twitter, there's always World War III trending or something like that.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
I know.
Because sometimes it does scare me.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're close to drafting age.
Yeah. I'm taking 5 years.
I don't know. I also found it interesting that, this Adam Weishaupt is trying to abolish religion, state, royalty, society rankings. However, among his illuminated few, he has ranks. Novices, Minervals, and illuminated Minervals.
I have no idea what you just said.
I
don't know what any of those mean.
That's okay. They're just different levels. Novice, somebody that's new, right? Minervals is like a mid-grade.
I know what novice means.
Right. And then illuminated Minervals, which would be below him. And then he himself was a spy master. I don't know. This guy's
I don't know what that means.
This guy's talking out his ass. Honestly, if this guy came up to me nowadays...
Crazy.
Yeah. He'd be a crazy person. So I thought it was just really strange to me that he's trying to abolish modern day society just to replace it with his own curated society. And so he actually pit people against each other. He would notice that, like two people were friends and they were really close. Mm. He would separate them and say, you need to watch him. And then go to the other one and say, you need to watch him. And essentially just turn them in against each other. Make everyone suspicious of each other. And then, he needed to know everything that was happening with everyone at any time. Like, this guy was a wicked control freak.
I don't know why he would need to know everything about everybody.
I don't know. That's a wicked control freak to me.
That is.
And
super.
So, this was even better. I was a little happy until I continued reading. He had plans for sisterhoods.
What is that?
So, essentially the same thing that he's doing with the men, but obviously for women. Mm. So here, he had plans for two different sisterhoods, right? So one of them was women of virtue, and then another of women who were essentially not women of virtue. But neither was to know about the other. So this guy's trying to create secret society within secret societies. Like super ridiculously convoluted garbage. Like, at first I was kind of happy, like, oh, cool, sisterhood? All right, whatever. And then I kept reading and I'm like, oh, oh, that's not good.
That's not what you thought.
No, it's not where I thought that was going. Like, never mind. Not good.
Not good at all.
So there, even back then, in the, I guess, early 1800s, there were conspiracy theories about this guy because he was never jailed. He was never sentenced to anything. He was merely banished.
Why? Why wasn't he? I mean,
I don't know. I think he might have ran away, and then they were just like, yeah, whatever, go. So in 1785, secret societies were banned in Europe.
Right.
Because of him and all of this that was happening. Because I think some letters were intersected and his nefarious plans were uncovered. And somebody was like, oh, you can't do this. So I was kind of impressed at the 650 to 2,500 member count in 9 years.
That's
pretty solid.
That is pretty decent.
Right? We'd be screwed if it was nowadays. With the internet.
Yeah.
He'd have so many. It'd be a bad time. So he was banished, not imprisoned.
He should have been imprisoned, I feel like.
Definitely. Leading conspiracy theorists to believe that the Illuminati had never been disbanded because he still lived. He was just in a different country. So who's to say he didn't carry on wherever he went? You know? I mean, he obviously didn't get very far because it's been how many years and we're still here, not living the society that he dreamed of. So I guess his plans really didn't work out.
It's kind of good that we're not living in a society that...
No, I feel like that wouldn't... I feel like it never would.
Yeah.
Like, we would end up in this terrible cycle of people that are like, yeah, this is a really great idea. And then suddenly, oh, wait, this really wasn't a good idea. And then we reach the bottom, and then people fight back. And then we end up back in the democratic society. So, we just all need to calm down and stop fighting over land. Is it really so bad that your neighbor can live their life without you interfering? Is it really that bad? And with the Denver International Airport, there's a claim that there was a New World Airport Commission that never existed. There's no paperwork trail. There's no blah, blah, secret. It's actually was a real commission that existed for the building of this airport. It was formed by Charles Ansbacher, chair of the state's council on the arts and humanities. The purpose of the organization was primarily to promote and arrange the festivities for the airport's opening, and as such, disbanded shortly after the airport was opened for business. So it existed, but it no longer exists, and it had such a short lifespan because that was its intent. And I think just the name, the New World Airport Commission, is what really is
weird
getting people.
Yeah. Also, all the artwork in there, it was basically like an art museum.
Yeah.
It's been taken down.
Yeah, the art by... Who was it by? The art was by Leo Tanguma. It was a 3-paneled mural. I mean, it is a little alarming, especially if you don't have any context. But it's something that was pretty close to home in the early 90s. Like, this isn't too far off from World War II, the Nazis, and all of that.
But, why were those the murals?
So the first panel represents the horrors of war with grieving parental figures, bombed-out buildings, and children sleeping in the rubble. The dominant central figure is a faceless soldier impaling a dove, which represents peace. This is, without doubt, the panel that is most frequently cited for its sinister overtones, and often remaining panels are not mentioned or shown. I can understand why this would be alarming to people.
Yeah, especially in an airport.
Yes. I think that's why it's
holding a gun.
I think that's why it's been taken down since then. But I think it should still be shown somewhere because
just not in an airport.
No, probably not. It should be in a museum.
Weird spot for there to be murals.
Well, I think
like this anyway. I think
it was just meant to mean because these are a story. These 3 panels were supposed to be together and consumed together, if you will. Like, you're supposed to look at all of them, not separately. So the second panel depicts impending disasters brought on by climate change. There are dead animals dotted throughout the painting, bodies of a woman and child that lie in coffins, that lie in coffins, illustrating that humans are not immune from the impact of the changing ecosystem. Children of various ethnicities look on them with expressions of shock, horror, and dismay, while behind them, a forest burns. So that's kind of showing that we're destroying what the earth we live on with our poor choices. So I find it kind of interesting that they knew this 30 some odd years ago. So like these ideas, I think it was the early it
had to be after World War II, right?
Right, but the airport was started being built in 1989. And then this final panel is a scene of hope, optimism for the future, where all people of races and nationalities are embracing each other on top of the dead Nazi figure. So, like, that's showing...
Wait, where's the Nazi figure? Oh.
So that's showing the happy ending that when we all come together, we can
defeat the evil.
Right. And we can live happy. Like, there's no reason we can't coexist. So I kind of do like the idea of these. I think they should be in a museum.
Yeah, they shouldn't be...
I think they're just in storage. They probably don't belong in an airport.
So they were actually paintings?
Yes.
Or I thought they were like...
I did too, and I was like, no, they're gone. They were erased. I was going to be really mad. But no, they were murals. Like, they were removable, thankfully.
I feel like that's the kind of stuff you'd see, like, on the side of buildings.
Yeah. I think they're definitely not small. By any means, but I do think that they should be in a
museum of some sort.
Oh wow, they were only removed in 2018. That's 7 years ago. That wasn't that long.
Well, yes and no.
I mean, yeah. When you say it out loud, but thinking of 2018, it feels like
close to a decade.
Yesterday. Shut up.
But yeah, that's not that far away. Like, that's sooner.
It's sooner than I expected.
Yeah.
And then there is the Mustang.
Their car?
No, it's a horse. It's a statue of a horse. But people call it a Blucifer. Because it is a statue, a ginormous statue of a blue Mustang. But it looks demonic because he gave it red eyes. So this...
I think this entire airport is just searched.
Absolutely. But this statue is definitely a little bizarre.
Yeah.
All of these pieces that we're talking about and that I'm going to talk about are a little bizarre.
I feel like the only really bizarre thing is the red eyes.
And the blue color was chosen because the horse was a blue Roan Appaloosa, a breed with a mix of black and white hairs, giving it a distinctive blue tint.
That is not distinctive at all. That is bright blue.
No, but it was his model. So he actually had a horse named Blackjack, apparently. And so he must have had a blue tint. So kind of like a blue-nosed pit bull. They're not blue.
Yeah.
But they're dark.
Blue, in a way? You're like,
yeah, they're
it's
like...
weird.
If you look at it in the right light, it looks bluish. That's kind of the idea. And he gave it red eyes because he actually got scared by his horse in the middle of the night one night. His horse somehow escaped from its stable and ended up in his house. How does a horse end up in your house? That's what I want to know. Like, it can't open doors? How did it get inside?
Yeah, how does a horse get in?
I don't know. So I guess its red eyes actually scared the crap out of him one night.
Yeah, it would scare me too.
Yes, because you don't expect your horse to be standing in your living room.
Peter, the horse is here.
Yes. Oh,
reminds me of.
So, each of these are certainly have their own artistic vision.
Oh, wow. King Tut.
Yeah. This one's fun. This one is a stretch. 100% stretch.
101 probably.
Right. Like, so this sculpture is a 22-foot sculpture of Anubis.
What?
The ancient Egyptian god of death. The piece was erected in June of 2010. That's actually pretty recent. Don't do math. Don't do math.
It's a decade and 5 years ago.
Don't do math.
It's a decade and a half.
Was part of an advertising campaign for the Denver Art Museum as the traveling King Tut exhibit was on display there from June 2010 through January 2011. The piece was paid for by private funds and was removed once the exhibit left town. So it was only there for 7 months. And it's now apparently part of this Illuminati.
How?
Neo-Nazi.
Because it was
secret society
exhibit that it was
crap.
there?
Yeah, because it's the The god of death, I guess. I don't know. This one, that's what I'm saying. Like, this one is a stretch.
It doesn't make any sense. And now, is that the King Tut one or the bottom one?
This one. So it was merely there to advertise that the King Tut exhibit was at the museum in Denver. Can people not appreciate marketing? This one I thought was kind of cool because I do believe we did a episode about gargoyles. It was a while ago.
Yeah.
I think we talked about gargoyles a little bit. I don't think it was like solely gargoyles.
Yeah, I don't.
I think they were just featured.
I think it might have been part of the Duende.
Oh yeah, maybe part of our urban legends.
Something like that.
So these are called the Notre Denver because they're gargoyles, kind of like the Notre Dame. But they're sitting in open luggage cases, suitcases.
Right.
So gargoyles are actually there to protect.
Yeah.
That's why they're frightening, to scare off the bad.
Like a scarecrow.
Yeah, exactly. So they're there to protect the travelers and their luggage. But people are calling them demonic because they're creepy looking.
I wouldn't say demonic, but definitely something weird that I feel like the Illuminati would
Really?
have.
But yeah, what purpose would they have put in it there? Like, we just talked about the Illuminati being a secret society that wants to upheave the society that we know to replace it with their own ridiculousness. Their own communist-like lifestyle.
Secret society even exist at this point? Like,
I don't think so. Not in the way that they're trying to say that it is. Yeah. I don't think so. Are there secret societies that we don't know about? Probably.
That's why they're secret.
Right. Probably. And you know what? They're probably laughing. Like, oh, these idiots are looking at the Illuminati, and that's nothing to do with our plans. Ha, ha, ha. You know? Like, there's probably something, and we're not going to know until we're blindsided by it.
Well, I mean, there is the San Francisco Redwoods. That.
Oh, yeah. But that's not... Like, it's a secret society, but we know about it. It's not that secret.
We only know about it because of a secret photo taken.
Yeah. But, like...
I forget the name of it.
I remember we watched a movie about it.
Late Night with the Devil.
Yeah, that one.
Damn it, I don't know. I could just look it up, but... I'm not saying that, like, that's Illuminati statues, but, like, I can see how people see why they would think that, but, like, I don't at all. But, like, I can... If I was a person that was super into conspiracy theories, I can see a little bit of why.
I don't know. People put a lot of artwork in places just because they can.
Yeah.
Like, I actually had this thought when I was writing these, and I just remembered it. So, imagine we do have some sort of apocalyptic event, right? And most of what we know is turned to rubble, right? And we forget our history. We forget that we existed, whatever. Everything regrows. Our society comes back to what it is now. Imagine our future uncovering the Denver International Airport and finding all this weird crap inside it.
It'd be creepy.
They would be confused.
That's true.
There's gargoyles. There's gargoyles. There's the murals. Like, and then they're not gonna most likely know the language that whatever is written in.
I think it was some old.
Well, no, like they're not gonna know English most likely. No. Like, who's to say that English survives? And then,
I mean, I think it probably will, but
and then language changes over centuries, and then after it's been buried. So who's to say that, like, I don't know, Turkish is the language that survives the apocalypse?
That would be so random.
You know, so then everyone is then going to be speaking some form of Turkish, and then all over the world, it's gonna.
That'd be a little crazy.
It's a whole process. Like, it takes a long time, but it happens. Clearly, because we're living it. But because we have dead languages already.
Yeah.
So just imagine them finding
all of this weird...
all of this weird stuff in one place with no context. Or destroyed context.
Very confused.
They would be so confused. Like, okay, this is sitting in some weird, I don't know, weird chair. And it's making funny faces. It's kind of freaky looking. Is it friendly? Was this a real creature that existed? I don't know, 10,000 years before they found it? Like, when it was constructed?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just imagine those murals if they find those. And then all these weird tunnels underneath.
I would be so confused.
They would be blown away. Like, how did our ancestors... Like, just like the crap we say now. How did our ancestors have the technology to do this? I think we're underestimating our ancestors, honestly. All they had was the wheel and a chisel.
Going back a little bit to the Illuminati.
Mm-hmm. The modern day Illuminati, or...
It is present day Illuminati.
Mm-hmm.
It happened, I think, about a decade ago.
We gotta stop doing math.
It involves Jim Carrey.
Oh, boy.
And I'm sure a lot of people probably know what I'm talking about. So he went on this talk show, Jimmy Kimmel. I am not very fond of Jimmy Kimmel at all.
I can't say I've ever watched it on purpose.
But he walked in there and put a triangle over his mouth and stuck his tongue out and just kept doing it. And then when Jimmy Kimmel was like, hey, what are you doing? Jim was like, oh, come on, don't act like you don't know. Like, and then he was talking about how he was ripping the lid off of this huge thing and so on and so forth. And it was just super weird. And I couldn't tell if it was a skit or not because, like, it was so random. And then he also was talking about a movie that he was in that was releasing soon at that point. Dumb and Dumber 2. But, like, Dumb and Dumber 2 isn't anything related with that.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah. So I'll show you the video, but... So now that you saw the video with the Jimmy Kimmel Live, how do you feel about what I was just talking about? Like, do you see what I mean?
It's definitely weird, but, like, Jim Carrey is known for being very convincing.
And comedic.
Yes. I don't know if maybe that was at the time where a lot of that was really big on the news. And so maybe he was just trying to...
Make fun of it? And
yeah.
The way SNL does with things?
Yeah, and market his movie. Because, you know, people are gonna look at that, regardless if he was serious or not. People are gonna watch it. People are gonna be interested in whatever movie. They're gonna be all over it. So ratings will be ridiculous. And it's disgusting.
Yeah.
I have not been into Dumb and Dumber ever.
You would not like it.
No, I am not a fan of stupid humor like that, where people are just... I
love those movies, but you would not.
I would not. Nope, I am fully aware. My humor is a lot darker than that. For sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he was being serious. Because his phone did not look like there was actually a phone call there.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if he was just promoting the phone in some way and then also his movie. But, like, he was being very serious in some sort of way. And I feel like there might have been a hidden message.
Maybe?
Like, he maybe played it off as a joke, but there was really...
But he was being serious?
Yeah. Because, like... When he pretended that someone was calling him, he was then like, oh, what I meant to say was Dumb and Dumber 2 is going... Like, I don't know.
He was acting brainwashed.
Yeah. So, like
let's go watch it and have a good time. Yeah.
So, like, that's what's weird about it. I feel like there's some truth to whatever he was doing. I feel like there could be. I shouldn't say there is, but...
So you're going to say that... So you're going to... tell me that you believe that there's a modern-day Illuminati?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be the Illuminati, but...
No, I don't think it's the same as what Adam Weishaupt created 249 years ago. But I think there's definitely people that pull strings that we're not aware of. But I think we should be more concerned with big corporations and their CEOs and those people. I don't think celebrities are at the forefront of these decisions.
Yeah.
They might be pawns, maybe, and they may not even be aware. They're just doing what they're told. Because that's what they did. They signed their life away to work for these people in exchange for the money that they get and the fame.
A lot of money.
Yeah. So I think some of the conspiracy theories stem from people being jealous that they have that kind of money and just living this life of ridiculous luxury.
I can see it both ways, though. Like, that could absolutely just be some sort of comedy skit.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell, though, with him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's so good at it.
Yeah.
Because I have seen some other movies with him in it, and he is very convincing. He's got that emptiness in his eyes where he just... Yeah. You believe everything that he says. Or you sit there like,
Have you seen The Truman Show?
No.
That is if you ever do watch it, don't look up anything beforehand. Because I don't want you to get spoiled. There's a huge... Actually, I guess it's not really a twist.
Is it like a talk show? Or is it like a show?
The Truman Show, it's a movie about this guy that from birth, his entire life is recorded.
Oh, yeah.
His life is on a movie set.
Isn't that, Tom Hanks or some shit?
No, that is Jim Carrey.
Oh. Yep.
I guess if you know a little bit about it.
I think I have seen. I think I actually watched it in school.
Really?
I think I watched it in high school.
I guess it's not really a twist. He just figures out that he's been
living a lie.
Yeah.
Yes, I have seen that.
It was super interesting.
Yes. I did not remember the name of it, but yes, I have seen that. And it's wild.
That could be happening to any of us.
Oh, man.
That's a whole nother...
I know. Honestly, if somebody's watching this, not cool, man. Not cool, man. Not cool.
That too. I feel like they'd just be bored, though. Like, who wouldn't find this entertaining? Two people just talking, recording a podcast.
But keep listening, please. Well, yeah, it would be like perpetual this.
Yeah. I don't know how you would find... Actually, there was something like The Truman Show that happened. His name was... It was this, like, Japanese guy. And he signed up for it and signed, like, the waiver or whatever. But his entire, like, for a year or two, his entire life was just recorded and he was, like, trapped.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little bit different because he elected to do this.
Right, but also, I don't think he was allowed to leave. Like, at all.
Well, he wasn't allowed to leave either.
That's true.
The Truman guy? Like, he tried to, but they kept redirecting him back to wherever.
Yeah.
Like, that's a huge production, to have a whole city and everything of, workers and...
I forget this guy's name, but at any point during the day, you could just go on this website and see what he was doing in real time. And it was super weird.
That is weird. I don't know if I'd like that.
It was...
That's worse than a reality show. Because reality... Well, at least reality shows... Yeah, like, at least reality shows, they cut scenes, they splice stuff together. But this would literally be a 24-hour stream of wherever you are and whatever. I would be so self-conscious, I wouldn't do anything. Honestly, like, I just end up sitting there reading a book and just,
the thing is,
like, I wouldn't
don't know
do anything.
If he knows he was being recorded, though. Like, I'm blanking on it all now, of course. but like I can't remember if he signed up knowing it was the video, but I want to say that he didn't. I think he just signed up for it, and it was some sort of challenge.
Oh, and he didn't know he was being recorded?
Yeah, it was something like that. It was literally called, like, it wasn't called it, but, like, people called it the real-life Truman Show because of how similar it was.
That's weird. That's probably where they got the idea.
I think this was after. So maybe they got the idea from that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe they got the idea from the movie? Or, wait, which one do you think?
I think the movie came first.
Right. So they probably got the idea from that and be like, oh, I wonder if people would actually want to watch this. You know what? I bet you people nowadays would.
I would.
You are ridiculous.
So, I can't remember the guy's name still, but it was like some sort of Japanese TV show or something. And like I said, you would go on this website and just see what he was doing at that point. I think it would be kind of interesting to do an episode on.
I think we should. We could see the kind of differences between the Truman Show and the actual
story of
real life.
Yeah. And some of that could be incorrect because I can't even really remember his name. So, it would be interesting to see where I was right and wrong about it. Because I haven't actually fully researched this, but I mostly know about it because of my friend, Kaden.
We might have to save it for season 3, though.
Yeah.
I think we have the next 2 lined up already.
We do. That would be an interesting episode for season 3. Because I feel like season 2's ending is kind of like conspiracy theories and stuff like that. Or space related or whatever. I don't even know.
I know. We started off in the paranormal and now we're going to extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
That was hard to say.
There was actually one more thing I wanted to talk about with the Illuminati. So I saw this TikTok video.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Buckle up.
Yeah, strap yourself in, folks.
And I don't even know what to call it, so I'm just going to kind of dive right into this. So, people on, like, the map connected the White House to the Logan Circle, to the Washington Circle, to the Mount Vernon Triangle, to the DuPont Circle. And when you connect those places on the map, it makes a pentacle.
So, the point that is facing downward, is that actually on true south?
I believe so. I can look at the Google Maps again, but I saw the TikTok video and then I researched to make sure everything was true and they weren't just...
Honestly, if you give me a map, I'm sure I could draw you a picture of a unicorn with the streets. It's all about perspective. Like, you just, if you want to see something, you're going to find it.
And I feel like that the TikTok video could have just been setting everything up to make it seem
absolutely
really true or good or whatever you want to.
Because if you just cut out real information or, you know, other tidbits of information and you only show what you want people to see, then that's all they're going to see. They're not going to see it for what it really is. So the White House is supposed to be the southern point, right? So is that actually...
Okay, so it's right here. I don't know where the compass is.
I'm guessing because of the way we're looking at it, that is north and south.
Probably.
That's my assumption. You're facing the right way.
Okay, so like, that would be which way?
So if the White House is supposed to be the southern point that makes the pentacle, then that would make your pentacle upside down. It would be accurate. So it would be a pentacle. But again, just looking at it, it's not like the streets plainly spell out a pentacle. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you can look at it on the map and say, whoa, hold on a minute, and just see it. You have to draw the markings. You have to...
But what I thought was interesting is these were all, like, some sort of special monuments in a way. Like, they weren't just random streets like the swastika from earlier in the episode, or random lines in the airport. Like, there were all certain landmarks.
It's Washington.
There's landmarks.
Do you know how many landmarks are in Washington?
A lot.
Just seeing this right here. There's the Lincoln Memorial. There's a Washington Monument. There's the Smithsonian. There's the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum. There's the National Museum of Smithsonian. There's the actual Capitol. And those are all just in one little strip.
The Capitol. There's something interesting about that as well.
Well, next they're going to say the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum has a swastika symbol in the building. Like, I don't know. I can't put much stock into these theories that say that our streets have lined up perfectly to make devil symbols.
I don't know if I completely...
And even if they did, what purpose would they serve? Just simply to have the symbol there?
Some sort of Illuminati code.
For what?
I mean, are you in the Illuminati? I'm not.
I know, but like, hypothesize for me. Give me a theory. Like, what would possibly... And the Illuminati wasn't even a religious sect. They were trying to get rid of religion. That wouldn't make sense. That doesn't fit with their directive.
I don't know, it could have changed over time.
I guess, depending on who's running it. Whoever the spy master is.
Theoretically, like, the Illuminati, if there was something like this, I feel like it would be... Like, you know how the Freemasons have signs up all over the place saying, like, meetings at wherever? Like, something like that. Like, maybe it's a Monday through Friday organization. Monday you meet at the White House. Tuesday you meet at the Washington Circle. And so on. And something like... I mean, it's a theory.
Maybe.
I mean, that would be really strange. I mean, the entire
Very specific.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like there's so many monuments, especially in that area.
There is.
Like, you know what? I bet you I could make a symbol of the monuments that we found in Egypt and like the tombs. I bet you I could make the Eye of Horus or something. Probably. You know, I bet that there's something, because all you're doing is connecting dots and you're making whatever symbol you're looking for. I don't know. I bet you the Panera is part of the Illuminati. It's right in the middle of it. Oh no, it's actually right on the outskirts. Actually. Oh no, isn't it part of the devil symbol? That's supposed to be right next door if you cock your head to the side and you close one eye and hop on one foot. You can see the little devil bunny.
You can. Tattletale. So, on the $1 bill, we know that there's, like, the triangle with the eye.
We talked about that, yeah.
Yeah, earlier in the episode. But the top of the Washington obelisk, something like that. It might actually just be called Washington Monument or something like that. The tip of it is also, like, a triangle.
Weird. It's a shape.
And that's directly, like, in front of the White House. Or behind, or in front. I don't know how the White House is set up. Like, is this the front, or is that the back?
I don't know.
Vice versa. I don't know. Anyways, I thought that was interesting. That, honestly, didn't go anywhere in the TikTok video. But I still wrote it
was
down.
Probably just a triangle that was attached to the Washington state or attached to a president, and they're like, oh, must be suspicious.
So now let's talk about what you just mentioned. The,
Demon bunny?
Yeah, that thing.
That's what I'm going to call it.
So, from the White House, if you draw a line to the Capitol, and then from the Capitol, you draw a line to the Thomas Jefferson Memorial, it kind of makes, like, a triangle shape. And then from the Washington Union Station down and then stop where in the middle of where the Capitol is, and then go across to the Fairchild building, it makes this weird shape, and I know they can't see. And then
wait. So you're telling me that one in the middle there isn't an actual monument? It's just a point that they decided to stop to make their symbol make sense?
They stopped directly in the middle of where the Capitol is. But yes. Like, that's one of their points. That's a point.
I know what you're saying, but it doesn't make it make sense.
Wait. No, I don't know.
They literally
I don't know why they stopped.
They just stopped there because they could. Because it made their symbol make sense. And then in the Capitol, there's roads, right?
Right.
That make the rest of your devil bunny. Devil. I don't know what a devil is. Devil bunny.
So the outline around the United States Capitol, it kind of looks like a face with ears, or as someone would probably say, horns. I think the outline honestly looks like Tattletale from the horror game. I showed you the purple thing.
I wish everyone could see my face at the moment. It looks like a Pokemon.
It does.
They're pulling at straws for this one to me. Again, just like the Denver in... Nope.
The Denver International Airport?
Yes.
I just don't... I don't agree with, like, road things, but I can see this more than the swastika. But, like, at the same... It's not... I just hate when people connect roads. Because, like you said, you could just connect anything.
Exactly. Like, you give me a map, I could draw pictures all day long on all the roads and make whatever I wanted. I could make any monument mean anything. Be like, oh, well, this one was extra pretty, so I decided to make that my star, you know? Like, you could just make it whatever you want.
Yeah.
So, like...
So that part, I'm not going to believe, but this part, I thought was super interesting, and...
It's interesting, but I still have the same feelings.
I don't know why people connect streets constantly to make them look like symbols, but remember how I said the outline of the Capitol looked like some sort of face with ears, or people would say horns. In the TikTok video, it was then connected to the Lucifer statue. Like the Lucifer. On the Lucifer statue, he is holding a crown. And would you call it a crown?
Yeah, it looks like a crown. I'm not sure why he has a crown, though. He's an angel, not a king.
Was an angel.
Whatever. If he ever existed at all.
Yeah. There are 7 balls on the crown. And as you pointed out, it does look like 2 are broken, but it has not been reported that they broke or anything like that. So I don't know if it was made to look like that, or...
Yeah, we couldn't find a definitive if it was intended to look like that or if it was broken by time.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
But there's a couple... What is the significance of the 7 on the crown?
So I actually made this connection without the TikTok video. 7 deadly sins. And I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, 7 seems to be a recurring number in this
scenario.
Theory.
Thing. So, 7 balls on the crown. And then on the crown... On the Statue of Liberty, would you call it a crown?
Yeah.
There is 7 points on it. And then we go back to the Lucifer statue. He has chains and a shackle on his leg. The Statue of Liberty doesn't have a shackle on its leg, but it does have chains with a broken shackle on the bottom of it. And then in the Lucifer statue, there was also an apple right there.
I see it.
Okay.
I'm waiting for it to make sense.
Where was the Statue of Liberty located?
In New York.
What is the nickname for New York?
The Big Apple.
Yep.
Now, see, I might be on board to jump into that theory, but that apple was regular sized.
It was.
If he was sitting on a giant apple, all right, maybe. You might be able to sell me on that. But he's not, because apples were like an Adam and Eve thing. You know, like she ate the apple after being told not to.
And so Lucifer is a biblical character.
It's a symbol of original sin, right? Mm. And then the chain is there for slavery. Or, you know, just being in prison for doing bad things. Right? The Statue of Liberty has the broken chains because it was a gift for America because when we abolished slavery. Mm. So the 7 points on the crown is actually, of the Statue of Liberty, is actually for the 7 continents and the 7 seas of the world.
I see. So
the chains, actually the original design, she was intended to be holding the broken chains.
She?
In her left hand. Yep. In her left hand.
Are you sure it's a girl?
So she was designed in the image of the goddess Liberta, the Roman goddess.
I think it kind of looks like a man.
Really?
I mean, look at that.
She's always referred to as she.
I know she's referred to as like Lady Liberty, but
right. Lady, she, female.
I know it just. I don't know.
Yeah, and even in this article, she's referred to as a her and she.
Another thing that I thought was interesting was on the Wikipedia page for Lucifer. His full name is Lucifer, meaning the morning star, which is the planet Venus, or as an adjective, light bringer. Mm-hmm. What does the Statue of Liberty have in her hand?
A torch.
Bringing what?
Light, I suppose. I'm not sure what I didn't read that far to see what the...
Now, I thought that was interesting.
Thing was for.
Because Lucifer's known as the light bringer. The Statue of Liberty brings light because of the torch. And then... Where is it? It also says that Lucifer is depicted as, or I guess I should say in Roman folklore, Lucifer, Lightbringer in Latin, was the name of the planet Venus, though he was often personified as a male figure bearing a torch. Mm-hmm. The Statue of Liberty is bearing a torch.
Well, isn't that why they named him the Lightbringer?
What?
So the Statue of Liberty's official name is Liberty Enlightening the World. The torch lights the way to freedom and liberty. The torch is a beacon of light that welcomes people to the United States. It is a symbol to the United States' commitment to freedom and democracy. So it's all about how you look at it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not 100% on the actual history of Lucifer and why he's a fallen angel. I'm not 100%.
I'm not either.
What that is, but from what I do remember is that he simply just went against God, essentially. So he just did the opposite of what God told him to do. Yeah. Therefore, God banished him. Which sounds like a really raw deal to me.
I'm not...
so I'm really...
very educated in religion, so I can't really
Me either. Speak. I get stuck in rabbit holes. But I think maybe we should come back to Lucifer at some point.
And talk more in depth?
Yeah, I think he definitely deserves something like that. Mm-hmm. Because I don't think there's any underlying religious society that is trying to bring about the end of days in the name of Lucifer. I mean,
there absolutely could be.
I know that there's people in smaller communities that believe these things, but I don't think that there's this huge conspiracy happening behind closed doors.
I mean, this is a pretty big conspiracy.
Right, but like especially within our government and stuff. I honestly think that if there really was something that terrible they were trying to do in the name of Lucifer, like wipe out humanity, why haven't they done it yet? What are they waiting for?
I don't know.
What are okay, we have atomic bombs. Just do it already. Like, what is the point of putting all these...
Please don't.
I know. But, like, my point is, what are they waiting for?
I don't know.
Like,
maybe some biblical date?
I don't know, but if they're really just trying to wipe out humanity because they're so terrible, are you waiting for us to do something even more terrible first?
I have no idea.
I don't understand. If you really think that...
You got a point there.
So what's the point of putting all of these hidden symbols for people to not ever decipher because you might need them one day? It just... I don't see a point. I don't see a reason.
I don't either.
I would love to hear a reason, honestly. Like somebody give me an argument here. But I can't think of a reason, a religious reason like that for someone to have not done it already. Maybe they just personally don't have the power, but if they have the power to input all of these symbols into all of these places, why can't they implement the plans that they're alluding to?
I don't know.
It's kind of hurting my head.
What did you say before about the Statue of Liberty and Lucifer?
So you're talking about when I asked about Lucifer with the torch, and they named him Lucifer because he's the light bringer. Mm-hmm. Is it really that strange that there are paintings of him bringing light?
No.
So like so the correlation that it's weird to have pictures of him like this, as a bringer of light, but that's literally what his name means.
I know, but like I'm talking about like the Statue of Liberty with the light as well. I think people are trying to
Right. I think they're trying to connect a dot that doesn't need to be connected.
Well, I mean, there is a little bit of coincidences.
I guess. But, I mean, history is always repeating itself. Like, everything's a rinse and repeat. There's always cycles. Like, just look at it as simple as our year. It's literally a recycle. The same 4 seasons over and over again. Right? So even if we didn't keep track of the months and the days, those seasons would still go on. Without us. It doesn't matter if we keep track or not. They're going to happen anyway.
Season or dates are... Wow.
Time is a human construct. Is that where you're going?
Yeah. I was trying to sound smart about it, though.
So it just... I don't know. It just seems really far-fetched to me.
I feel like it is definitely far-fetched. I can't disagree there. Because like, they're just connecting. But I do find it interesting and how it connects. The road thing I don't really agree with, but this... I'm not saying I agree with this, but I do find it interesting, and it does make me question.
Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, it's a good thing to question things.
Yeah.
Question everything. I question everything. But honestly, I think with the Statue of Liberty, I wonder if our biggest conspiracy theory should actually be, did the French do something to it in order like when they gave it to us so that it could spy on us or something to that effect. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure it was constructed long before that sort of technology, but I don't know, maybe they made a secret door that we didn't know about, and, you know, they can have people access it, you know, when they send people here or something, you know?
Reverse Trojan horse.
Right. Like, I would probably be more likely to believe a conspiracy theory like that than to believe that the Statue of Liberty is
Lucifer.
Is a depiction of Lucifer. I think that's the ultimate goal in that video.
I think it is.
So, and then even with the other ones, with the all of the Washington monuments collaborating together to make a pinnacle. Okay, and are you trying to say George Washington worshipped the devil?
That also means he drove a Hellcat.
So I don't understand what the purpose is supposed to be. Like, okay, yeah, there's hype and there's... Okay, and? I don't understand. What's your point?
Another thing that I found interesting was this Lucifer painting looks, I'd say, decently similar.
Yeah, that nose is really similar.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
The Lucifer painting, very similar to the Statue of Liberty. Not even that he's holding his arm up.
Yeah, just the facial
and the neck
features. Yeah, that is weird.
I thought that was interesting. Also, another thing that's interesting is on the $1 bill. We're going back to this now. On the pyramid thing, on the bottom, it says MDCCLXXVI, which translates to 1776, which was the year the Declaration of Independence was signed.
Are we surprised that that number is there?
Not on the dollar bill.
What's the theory for this?
That's when the Illuminati actually was founded.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Because I remember writing that, and I'm like, why does that year sound familiar? And I'm like, oh yeah.
But I thought that was funny or
Peculiar.
Strange, yeah, because then there's also the triangle on top with the eye on above 1776, which is when the Illuminati was founded.
I really don't think that the dollar bill looked like this in 1776. I'm pretty sure there was still different states with different currencies, and there was still a lot of problems in that time. But we also talked about
No,
that's not right.
so they must have looked like this.
Yeah, they were notes. They weren't
Dollars.
They weren't what they are now.
That's crazy.
So they have changed so much since then.
Yeah.
So I don't know when this one was designed. But I believe that pyramid symbol was constructed much later.
Okay, so this dollar bill that we're looking at right now was made in 1862.
And the one with the actual George Washington on it was 1869. So it was almost another 100 years later before it looked even remotely to what we have now.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess you could try to correlate that to the Illuminati still being around 100 years later, and they've involved themselves into the American government and treasury, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just exhausted with this conspiracy theory where it's like, okay, but what is their ultimate goal?
I don't know.
You know, we're putting all these symbols here. Is there a hidden treasure at the end of this map? Is there...
Probably not.
Right? Is Pandora's box waiting at the end?
Hopefully not.
I know. Yeah, hopefully nobody finds it, even if it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, isn't...
I don't know. Like, that's the thing about conspiracy theories. They're conspiracies.
Yeah, there's no
no
real
way to
end.
prove it. Yeah.
I just mostly...
It's a paper trail that doesn't end.
Right. I mostly just look for a purpose. Like, if you could tell me that if you followed all of these clues and there's, you know, like an underground bunker that belonged to George Washington and it's full of all of these artifacts or something, you know, like if it meant something other than just like some secret society that has some unbeknownst meaning or plans. Like, and our government doesn't have plans that we don't know about.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying? Like, give me something I don't know. I don't know. That's just, maybe I'm just exhausted from these types of conspiracy theories of the end of days and that sort of
that
thing.
seems like what we have been talking about. I do like talking about conspiracy theories. I think we should do another conspiracy theory episode next week.
Yeah.
I'm unsure what yet. Probably not something that brings the end of the world.
No, but maybe something mind-bending.
Yeah.
It'll bring us back through time a little, I think.
Probably. The moon landing one was interesting.
Yes, that was, I did learn a lot of facts that I did not know about space alone from that. That was neat.
Also, next week is our second to last episode of season 2.
I know, I can't believe it. How did we get this far?
I don't know.
This is episode 27, if you count our specials.
Oh.
I think 26 or 27? 26.
26?
This will be the 26th one, yeah, because the other one was 25. The moon landing. That's crazy.
That is. I can't believe that we sit down and, like, done 25.
That's a lot of time.
I mean, I would count the special episodes as episodes.
That's crazy. I'm excited to do more.
I am too. The Illuminati was definitely an interesting one to research because there wasn't a lot on the internet at all.
Yeah.
So I guess until the next conspiracy theory, I'm Wyatt.
I'm Erica.
This is Tales Untold.
Thanks for listening.